Hey guys, what's going on? Kyle with the Card Guys. A lot of people have been asking me like where I've been. I've actually been behind the camera, but today I'm actually going to bring you the deck that I've been playing. I'm inspired first off by Isaiah Herring, Day One homie. We're actually playing Cell, and in a post set 3 format. Cell, you wouldn't think that it's actually very good, but this deck is actually crazy. So I've been testing it for how long, Josh? About 2-3 weeks now.
A couple, 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
And I won one tournament with it. I topped another, and then I lost my winning in at the Extravaganza. It was whatever, you know. Mecha Apes is just insane. So just for a disclaimer, this deck is really good. It can contend with Mecha Apes, but if they do something to Mecha Frieza which would hinder Apes, this deck would honestly be tier 1. It's probably one of the best decks if Mecha Apes or just like Mecha Frieza gets, you know, hurt in general. Video coming on that very soon. So yeah, a lot of people have been asking me, you know, what I'm playing, and so it's pretty much, you know, green. It's mono green, and Cell with the new Android stuff. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to K&K Gaming, great sponsor. Wonderful mat stitched. If you guys are interested in getting any Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, or Dragon Ball Super product, any singles or anything like that, or any shirts, you can actually go to the website, which is going to be down in the description below. And pretty much, we have a promo code going on. It's TCG5. Contrary to popular, the last code is TCG5, and you get 5% off your entire order. In the description, just let them know the Card Guy sent you when you order something. Even let us know in the comments here if you order something from them. I know Frankie and the guys over at K&K would love to see that. It looks good on us too, so please do. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the deck. First, I'm gonna just kind of go over the leader. It's a Cell. You can put a card under it and pop a battle card that has 3 or less.
No, I mean the cards.
Yeah, energy. Yeah. And it awakens at 4. And then the other side, you place a card under and draw 2. And if it has 2, you pop any card, which is really cool. And then that's pretty much it. You can do whatever you want with it. And this particular leader has a lot of synergy with the deck, and I'll get into that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it now. Obviously, with any green deck, you need to play the veggies. So obviously, we're playing 4 Kaba, and we're playing 4 Khalifa, and we're playing 3 Kel. Now, the only reason I'm playing 3 Kel, and Isaiah was as well, you really don't rely on her like you do in other decks. This was more of just like a situational card, and a lot of times it would just clump, and you really can't play it because like your turn 4 and your turn 5 plays are really relying on a lot of your Android cards. And so this is pretty much like deck thinning for your other cards. A lot of times nobody's going to attack your Cell, so you need Khalifa to do something like that. Take life. And then Kale for that specific situation. A lot of the times, like, I don't have a board, and like they're threatening me with a whole bunch of like, stuff like this, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll summon my own Kale kill 2 of these and this, and now I'm back, with an even game state. And then pretty much this deck thrives on like pretty much making the game state even, and then it just kind of just like snowballs out of control afterwards. So consistency aside, it's very consistent anyway because you just want to hit this, and this is just like an added bonus. So that's why I play this particular package here. I don't see any problem with this particular engine. It's obviously the best engine in the game right now, for any 4 of any specific thing. So playing 4 Dodger Zero, this card's insane. Look at the top 3, and you add an Android, and 90% of your deck is Androids. Like, you can, the crazy part is you can search your super combo, and like I'll show you a card later, the Black Mirror that I play, you can search that as well, which is nuts. So I'm really happy they included this card in the new set because it's actually just insane. And then I also play 2 of the Android 20. It's literally just to search whatever you need at this certain time. You're just saying hi. If next turn you're planning on going into like the Union Absorb play, you just search with this. So it just adds consistency to the deck as well. So 6 cards that you want, obviously, for consistency. And next we have 4 Create Android. This is actually my favorite card in the entire deck. I'm super happy that they printed this card. If you guys don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, it's like a miniature Graceful Charity where you draw 2 and discard 1. If your card is an Android, if your leader is an Android. So literally you just dump androids you don't need, you fix your bad hands, and it's for 1, which is insane. So it feeds off of being able to unit absorb, because you can dump your 14s and 15s in the discard drop area, whatever you want to call it. This card's all around insane. So, and like if you're mid to late game, you can just like put it under cell, and it's literally just draw 2 and you don't have to discard technically without paying any mana, which is really cool.
Spicy.
Right. Now for the Android package, we're playing 4-13. When this auto ability is when it's summoned, when it's played, your opponent chooses one of their battle cards and KOs it. It's pretty cool, and it's unit absorb. It's for 1 green. You have to have a 14 and a 15 in your drop area, and then you play the big 13 from your deck on top of him, and we'll get into the rest of that later on. Now that's it for the little 13. For 14, we're playing 3-14 Unfeeling Destroyer, and then 2 combination attack Android 14. This card is insane. It's a go 10, but they get to choose, but it's any card. And a lot of times with apes, they will just have 2, they'll literally just have 2 apes on the field. And a lot of times they don't have the Goku. So this is the card that you kind of need going, early game against apes, because they'll just have like, double Vegeta or like Bardock Vegeta, and they won't have the Goku ape. That gives them all barrier. And so being able to like pretty much negate what they did the turn before they go into the big, Goku ape is really relevant, like super relevant. So I felt like the 5 was plenty. Only one time I couldn't find it, but it didn't matter at that point. So I don't know. I don't think I would change any ratio of this. I might put like another one in the side deck maybe. I'll probably test it again in the main, a 3rd one. But for the most part, this particular 5 cards is really good. Then this card, your opponent discards a card from their hand, which is really cool. And then Android 15, this one, they choose 1 card from their hand and discard it. And then if it's a battle card with a energy cost of 4 or more, bam, you draw a card. So like the cool part about like this card and this card is like they literally, like, whatever they do, they either have to get rid of their big cards or like their small cards, and you can just gain advantage off that, or their big cards, you're still gonna draw cards. Like either way, you're putting them in a weird predicament to where they have to choose wisely, or you're just gonna still gain advantage. So like they're losing cards and you're gaining cards, and that's one really big part of this deck is you having more advantage than them, and then obviously by turn 5 or 6 you're just gonna like snowball out of control 90% of the time, which is insane. Okay, now the Big Daddy Boss. Unending Destruction, Android 13. This is what you go off of the little 13. So when he's played, he's got double strike, and his auto is when this card is on the field, your opponent chooses another card and KOs it as well. Now his auto is what's really cool. When a card is sent to the drop area by any ability or like a skill, as this game says, they discard another card from their hand, which is insane. If it was a battle card, right? So being able to to stick him on turn 5 or 6, and then play your super combo, play other cards that I'm going to show you, or have a Kel on the field, and Kel obviously has crit. Life goes straight into the discard from their life. This card will trigger, and they'll discard another card from their hand. Which obviously this card works very well with the Cell Leader too, because you destroy something, you KO it, and this card triggers, and they'll discard another card. Now, what a lot of people don't know, and I was playtesting hands, and I was like, wow, I can actually 2 turns in a row, I dropped 2 of these. these. Now, these cards check back and forth every time they activate. It's not a once per turn auto. And so this is, if for Yu-Gi-Oh players, it's like wind-ups. Once you hit like turn 5 or 6, and I have a way to either crit you, to kill one of your cards, or, you know, use a combo card to discard a card from your hand. These both, you know, go back and forth, and it loops your entire hand, which is insane. And I did that like 3 times at the extravaganza, and I'm just like, this is insane. Like, this card, once you hit this card and you have like 1 or 2 super combos, it's actually just almost game, pretty much. Like, you're solidifying yourself game that turn. So 4 of those, you just kind of have to play 4 of those. Kind of going with the same logic of like Buhan when I played it, same thing. Super combo, you have to play this card. It's searchable by your Android 20 or Dr. Zero. You discard a card when you play it. Instead of, it gives them 10k, and they discard a card instead of you drawing a card, which in this particular deck, it's super relevant, obviously, because the Android 13 and the theme of the deck, which is, you know, just little bitty advantage here and there. So, and I think this might be my favorite super combo in the game right now. It's actually just crazy. It like just disrupts your opponent's, you know, a lot of things. So
Shugesh is pretty nice.
This is my favorite one. Shugesh needs to go away forever. And then I play 3 negates. This card's really cool. It saves your 13. And also, if you discard a green, they get to choose a card and KO it. So, like, it gains, you know, net advantage here and there, like the rest of the deck does. The cool thing, like, I guess you could say, is your opponent gets to choose most of the time, or all the time with these cards, but that's fine because you're just trying to, you know, 1-for-1 them, kind of just get a little bit of advantage at a time, and then just snowball out of control. So, I'm a fan of this card. I think the green color needed a really good negate. Like, it had a couple, but like, I think this particularly works well with the deck, obviously. But being able to just like KO a card, you know, fill your grave with something that you'll need for the Union Absorb is really cool. So like, it fits the play style of the deck, it fits the, you know, the theme, I guess you could say. So. And then the last card, I was playing only 2 of this, but I think like you just need to play 3 of this card. The only time, round 5, my winning into the extravaganza, I drew 3 of these after mulliganing, and I drew all 3 off of my 3 cards. And I'm like, really? But it's I call it Android Mirror, Relentless Destruction Mirror. So it's an Android, so it's searchable off of Dr. Zero. And pretty much what it does is you overwhelm and your opponent discards a card. So obviously, like, the main play would be, you know, turn 5 or 6, you know, drop this card, and then like you drop the mirror, and then after that, like, they discard 2 cards, more than likely, and then after that, you obviously just, you know, you stock up on these, and they pretty much just lose all their advantage, and so like you pretty much just win the grind game at that point. So. And a lot of the times with this particular card, like, I had it at 2, but I just wasn't seeing it, and so I really wanted to up it to 3 to be able to see the card. And other than that one match, you know, I really liked it. So I don't know of any changes just yet. I have a couple of ideas that I've ran past a few people, so I'm hoping to start testing that and see exactly how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much the list, I guess. I've been enjoying not playing Mecha and playing this particular deck because it's still really good, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I do think once, if they do something to Mecha, this deck is going to be tier 1, 100%. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys liked the video, obviously leave a like. Remember, TCG 5 for 5% off your entire order on knkgaming.com. What else, Josh?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah,
check them out.
Yeah, they're awesome. Like, I can't express enough how cool they are. But yeah, like the video, subscribe. We're gonna be bringing out obviously a lot more content, more duels, more discussion videos once we get around to those. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are liking the Dragon Ball Super content so far, because it's something that, you know, us as a small team didn't really know how you guys were gonna feel going from Yu-Gi-Oh to Dragon Ball Super, and it's been a delight, to say the least. Wouldn't you say, Josh, to see more people coming in and getting the views? It has been refreshing, and I think a lot of you guys will soon see how how really cool this game is. And while we're still on this video, I'm signing off and everything, but I want you to see somebody playing Dragon Ball Super that you would never have seen before. And I'm going to record it, and you're just going to have to deal with it.
That's a bad song.
We're calling them out.
Yeah, I think he's a big now.
Wait, what? This is a Yu-Gi-Oh player?
Oh.